it start, di ba?
Well, first, good morning. Good morning, everybody. So, I'm actually the reason I want to talk about having shingles is I've had it twice, and actually to have it twice was quite alarming for me. So, I'm 53 years old now, but when I first had shingles, I didn't know what it was. So, I had it when I was maybe in my 40s, and my schedule was very hectic. So I was doing a morning show, I was doing a weekly show, I was doing a radio show, and I was doing a late night newscast.
Lagare.
Yeah, that's the word. And I barely slept. I think it was maybe 4 or 5 hours. And then suddenly, actually the first time I had it, it came out on my forehead. It was here. And I didn't know what it was at all. So the first person I called was a dermatologist.
Yes.
Because
Skin.
it comes out in your
Skin concern eh.
And when the dermatologist told me that you have shingles, because I thought it was pimples or I don't know, something weird, but it was very, very painful. The pain that I associate shingles with the first time when it came out here in my head was very scary, because you were not just having headaches, but it was just an electrifying kind of pain.
Because it hides in the nervous system, di ba,
Yes.
Dr. Solante?
So I didn't know that, and I was in my 40s then, and a dermatologist then gave me what I had to do. I can't remember it right now, but you would be able to share. But I had to isolate myself at home. I couldn't go to work for 2 weeks. But more than that, I was so scared because I thought I would get blind. I mean, seriously, because I started to Google, right? When I was sick. So I started to Google, I started to research, and then doon ko nakita that a side effect could be blindness and paralysis.
Which was part of Dr. Solante's presentation.
Yeah.
But again, you didn't have a conversation. You went to Google.
No, the doctor also told me.
It was part of the conversation.
Yeah, the dermatologist. Remember, the first person I went to was a doctor.
That's good.
That's the first. That's the first. The first person I called was a doctor. I mean, number one, being a journalist, it would be quite shameful if I didn't go to a doctor first. So the first thing, I went to a doctor. But the point is, after going to a doctor, is you read a lot after. Absolutely, you research, right? I mean, it's part of being a journalist. So I got really scared because if it happened to other people, I felt it can happen to me. So that's the first time.
How long after?
After that, so that was in my 40s, maybe 10 years after, I was in a trip. And I suddenly got parang mga bootleg in my stomach. So I thought, baka it's an allergy, maybe it's too cold, anything. Then what I did was I took a photo, I sent it to my dermatologist. And the dermatologist told me, Karen, I think I have to see you. It could be shingles again. So this was a little milder, but then I remember taking an antiviral medication. So after that, that's when I got really alarmed. Because yes, I mean, I don't smoke. Fine, I mean, lack sleep. I lack sleep, but relatively I would consider myself healthy. But I've had an autoimmune disorder. I told Dr. Solante and Doctora when I interviewed them, is I did have hyperthyroid when I was much younger. And that, when you treat your thyroid, it becomes an autoimmune disease. Yes. So the reason I came out and I wanted to share is I don't think Filipinos know how dangerous shingles is. I don't think many people know. The first time I had it, I was so ashamed because when you read it, you think it's related to sex.
Really? Because of the word herpes.
Exactly.
Because of the word herpes.
Yeah. In the beginning, right? So,
But even singaw is herpes, by the way.
yes,
So you know.
that's for trivia, right? So I think that's why I want to share my experience. It's because I really think Filipinos, especially at a certain age, I think I got it much earlier in my 40s, but I think that it's something you can't ignore.
Let's actually talk about it because also earlier I was saying they don't like to talk once you're at a certain age. What more? What is it you're going through? But again, thank you. Let's give Karen a round of applause for being